Use the Force.
Just let
You don't know the power of the Force.
Just let go, Luke.
I tell you, anytime I think of Yoda now, all I can think of is that Pelicans, or the Seagulls, the Seagulls.
Oh yeah, Seagulls.
Song.
Stop it now.
Oh my gosh, I love it. What's up, folks, and welcome to another episode of Real Amigos. I am one of your hosts, Chris, and as always, I'm here with my two compadres. We'll start with Phil.
Yeah.
Phil, what's up, man? How are you?
Not much. Growing out the beard.
I see that. If you're watching our video podcast, you'll see Phil is starting to grow out his beard, looking all burly and handsome.
He's hit puberty.
He watched. Dadgummit, Donnie. We already talked about the rules. You
just said my name. You just said my name.
That's not. You have to wait for introduction. Oh, you're the worst.
You said my name.
So that person that you heard once again jumping in without being invited is our other host, Donnie. Donnie, what's up, man?
Hey, doing well. How are you, Chris? That's the question tonight.
I am.
You sound
so
wonderful.
Good. I'm so good. I'm so good. What I was saying before I was interrupted by you earlier is that once Phil watched City Slickers, he decided I really need to. I need to grow a beard. I need to get a pet calf. So I mean, he's really embracing.
Yummy.
It. So that's
delicious.
Good.
I did notice I had a beard for a long time, and then I cut it off when I got into the car sales business, and then I got out of the car sales business, and so I'm growing it back, but it's whiter now than it used to be.
Go figure.
There's some white in there.
Yeah, man. Stress gets to you, which again brings us back to City Slickers. It's that midlife, dude.
Did you sign us up for that cattle drive yet, Chris?
Man, dude, when I find one, we're doing it. We are going to do a live podcast from a cattle drive in Colorado one day. That is going to happen. You have my word. If you don't know where you are, Real Amigos is a weekly podcast where three guys get together and talk about movies that we love, and that is where you are. You can subscribe on your podcast service of choice, and we ask that you do that. But we also drop a video version of the podcast on YouTube and on Facebook, so you can catch that there if you'd like to see our faces while you're listening to us.
I think we should also tell people that we're not actually Spanish. I don't know if they know that.
We're not. Yes, yeah. Although we are proud amigos, and one of us wears a sombrero, we are all definitely white American men.
We're all very white
but
men.
For the record, we all love tacos. So I mean that's half the battle, right? So.
Oh.
So you are here to talk about movies with us, and we're glad that you joined us. We do drop our show every Friday, so we hope that you enjoy it and that you take part in it. Real quick, I will just plug our Facebook group. We do have a Facebook group. Just go
Is that on Facebook?
That is on Facebook.
I think that is on Facebook.
Just Real Amigos. The community is actually growing. We've added a few new members this week, and it's just it's kind of a place for the community to talk about the shows, obviously, but we really just talk about movies in general. So if you see a cool trailer or you go see a movie, I forget who went and saw Ant-Man and Wasp and kind of left a review. Who was that? No, not
Kaylin.
you.
Our cousin Kaylin Merrill.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so Kaylin was on the group, and they posted kind of their review of Ant-Man and Wasp, and we talked about that. So yes, that's what we do. We would invite you to come and join us to be a little bit more part of the conversation after the credits of our show.
Not this conversation.
Different conversation specifically is normally a different conversation. Later. So before we jump into the topic at hand, how we doing? Any fun, interesting things happening?
It's raining a lot.
Well,
it's Florida.
It's not raining here. Our heat index has been about 115 for the last 4 days straight, and
that sounds fun.
I literally cannot keep my house under 78 degrees during the heat of the day.
You know what you need, buddy?
You got to black them windows out, man.
You
need a sombrero.
I do need a sombrero.
Keeps you shady all day long.
That is true.
But you need to run a sprinkler on your roof.
Good call.
I actually just need to soak my bed in water so that when I lay in it, it feels like it's
that
nice
sounds
and cool.
awful.
It sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. So Don't make me laugh. So
You sound like $5.
I trifected this week.
Okay, let's hear it.
In that I finished. I found a new podcast.
Yes,
we'll thoroughly enjoy. We can talk about that at some point.
Yeah, we want to talk about it. Yes.
I finished a book that I've been reading, a fiction
Wow.
book, which I never read fiction.
Okay.
And I went to the movie theaters.
You did. So let's actually go in reverse. So let's talk about the movie because I think we've now all three seen Ant-Man and Wasp. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
we don't want to talk about it a lot.
Saw it first.
Here. Listen, that's right. Donnie saw it first. We don't want to talk about it a lot here because we are actually going to be doing a spoiler cast for you guys. So if you subscribe to our channel, it's going to show up in your feed probably in a couple of days. So look forward to that. But just overall impressions, everybody's pretty positive on it. Yes.
I liked it a lot.
Good, interesting. Well, we will save our thoughts for our actual spoiler cast. I was less than thrilled with the movie in general, but
I can't wait to hear why, because I thought it was one of the best Marvel sequels.
All right, wrong show.
Oh, listen, guys,
we'll
this is a podcast you're going to want to listen to. So look out for that spoiler cast coming up pretty soon.
I wanted to add to that. Donnie just said I liked it a lot, referencing Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
I did let my oldest watch the second half. We tuned in late. It was on TV, edited for TV. Picked it up from around Big Gulps, huh?
Big Gulps.
Oh, nice.
And he'd never seen Dumb and Dumber and laughed like crazy.
Oh,
but they edited for TV. They edited out. Just go, man.
Yeah. That's great.
Pee joke.
I love
it. But he loved got a little nippy going through the past hair. Like he loved that line. He cracked up
it's
laughing.
Great.
That movie,
genius.
That movie's brilliant. To this day, that movie will still just put me in stitches. It's incredibly funny. My daughter turned 12 this week, which is mind blowing. That I have a 12-year-old, and it just so it's been crazy. But that was actually her birthday. She wanted to go see Ant-Man and the Wasp, so we took her, and it was a lot of fun. So we're actually as you are listening to this, we are planning for her birthday party tonight, and it is going to be a karaoke party. So
her party's tonight.
Well, they're going to be listening to this on Friday.
Well, her party's the evening of our recording of this?
No. It's tomorrow as we're recording.
I hope it's not tonight.
It's not going to be tonight. No, we're doing a karaoke party. It's funny, she's a 12-year-old. She's at that age where dad isn't really cool or funny anymore. And
never were.
But I told her,
and he throws his back out a lot because he's old. Yeah,
just throws back.
Hey guys, you need me to lay on the couch during your party.
Don't stop! Oh!
So I did tell her that it was her idea to do a karaoke party. And I told her, I'm like, look, people get scared to stand up in front of people and sing songs, so none of your friends are going to do it. So as soon as nobody's singing, I'm going to start singing. So that's how the party's going to go. So she's been begging all of her friends to sing karaoke tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. She's like, please, goodness. You have to sing a song. Please don't let him sing.
That sounds great.
So if you hear me kind of grunting throughout the show, we didn't really talk about it, but my back is I don't know, something's the matter with my back. So I'm I'm not on the toilet while we're recording. It just feels like I'm dying. So
glad you clarified that.
That's listen, if you're not watching the video, you don't know where I am, but just to clarify, I'm sitting at my desk, but I'm in an excruciating pain. So that's how tonight's going to go. All right, Phil, let's talk about the podcast real quick. You shared a podcast with us. Why don't you tell us about it, cuz I want to talk about it for just a sec.
Man, I found this. So I listened to a podcast called 99% Invisible. Roman Mars. He's kind of the new godfather of the podcast world, Radiotopia, PRX. And he used his platform to introduce a new Radiotopia show, which is called Everything is Alive. Right?
Yeah.
And so it was
asking us.
No. I don't know. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to talk about it, and I was thinking, wait, is that the title? I can't remember because I didn't listen to it.
That's the title.
Yeah. So this guy interviews inanimate objects, and it's completely unscripted. They assign an actor to an inanimate object. This first episode was a can of soda, a knockoff low bottom shelf soda, and the guy embodies the character, and then the guy interviews him. And like I said, it's completely unscripted. and he talks about what it's like to be a can of soda, and then for about 25 minutes they discuss it, and it ends pretty funny, and it's dry, but it's humorous as a premise. There's not a lot of it's not a lot of laughy laugh, punch, 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 but it's definitely humorous as a premise. Probably, I said to the guys, it's the most original thing happening in podcasts right now.
Yeah, I really dug it. I like that it while it is comical in nature, like he plays it very serious, which I thought was great. Yeah. You know, I love it. I love the.
I thought it should have been about 6 minutes long, and then it might have been funny.
I disagree.
Well, it's about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 24 minutes.
Yeah,
people are saying that about this podcast though too. So
that's probably true. Well, that actually is true. So so we won't talk about that. Very nice. So yeah, that is Everything Is Alive. And that is it's only been one episode so far. So we encourage you. You have mine and Phil's blessing because we really like it. So you'll check it out, or you can take Donnie's advice, listen to the first 6 minutes, and turn it off. Either way, it's something to check out if you like podcasts.
Little bit of a kind of harken back to some of our episodes. It does reference Jaws, the can of soda scene, the movie Jaws, and references that scene, that dialogue scene, that monologue where they talk about the Indianapolis. Yeah. So I thought that was apropos.
Yep, very, very cool. How about you, Donnie? Anything happening in the world of Don right now we need to talk about?
In the world of Don. Nothing I know of. I mean, I watched a few movies and stuff. But
anything worth talking about besides Ant-Man and the Wasp? Because we can't talk about that.
I watched A Quiet Place finally.
That's right. That's right. Did you liked it?
I did. I liked it a lot.
I watched that.
Tight little thriller.
It's on my list.
And short.
My wife refuses to watch it with me, and I don't like watching scary movies in general. So
it's not scary.
Yeah, but it's about aliens, and so the two things she doesn't like is scary movies and sci-fi movies. So
Man,
not even. So, Donnie, you liked it?
I did like it.
You liked the way it ended? Spoiler alert.
Wait, don't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling it. I'm just a yes or no.
I liked it. I'm not sure why it didn't happen sooner.
Okay.
But, okay.
Okay. I just thought that it was, I am echoing a friend of mine. It was a little abrupt.
Yeah. Yep.
And could have been, I don't know.
I also watched Inside Llewyn Davis.
Wait, Inside Llewyn Davis.
I did not like that movie at
all.
And I liked the Coens. I liked the Coen brothers.
Oh, so good.
I did not enjoy that movie. Basically, that guy's a jerkweed, and that's what the movie's all about.
Absolutely, yes.
So,
but Oscar Isaacs is great. But it's really it's a love letter that that kind of that genre of music, like old folk music too.
Oh, is that Kylo Ren and?
When they do that song, oh man, that song is so good.
Yeah, that song was cool. The way he had
Please,
that little,
Mr. Kennedy. Whoa, low. That's is good.
Yeah, that was cool. That was the only cool part I thought about the movie.
It was good. I mean, yeah, he is a giant. He is a giant jerk. But
hey, I put a hummingbird feeder out at my house, and it's really cool watching all the hummingbirds eat.
All right,
what's going on in the world of
when we start talking about birds, I think it's time to move on to the next segment. So before we get into the topic,
Dameron Isaacson, right?
Oscar Isaac.
I just learned this week he was in X-Men.
Yeah, he was Apocalypse.
Abomination or whatever.
It was Apocalypse.
He's Apocalypse.
He is Apocalypse. He's the main guy.
No clue.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really tell.
That movie was also garbage, so yeah. All right, so before we move into why we're here tonight, we do start each and every one of our episodes off with a great segment that we like to call Donnie's Top 5.
All right, here we go tonight. Top 5. So the actor formerly known as The Rock came out with a new movie this week called Skyscraper. Did you guys see that yet?
Johnson. No, Pam, no. It's just Die Hard for amputees.
I have no plan to see it in the theater either, but it does look semi-interesting. It looks quite terrifying, honestly. But
it does
anyway, if you've seen the trailer, you've seen this scene, no doubt, of our hero hanging by his prosthetic leg on the side of a very tall building. That's the title.
Skyscraper, actually, yeah. Exactly.
That's the title. So I got to thinking, about movies that feature heights and high rises and that sort of thing.
Oh man, I'm definitely afraid of heights.
With my top 5 list for this week.
Hey, wait! Before you do the top 5, do you remember Sugarloaf Mountain, Don?
I do. It was horrifying.
I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was 18 and I thought I was going to die before I got up that thing.
I'm pretty sure I did have a heart attack. So.
All right, go ahead.
So anyway, I decided to come up with my top 5 list, and I'm calling my top 5 list the top 5 or so fake movie parts. Fake movie parts.
So
it's top 5 fake movie parts, meaning prosthetics, limbs. It could be anything. Okay.
Chris can't handle this. He's in intense pain. Call 911.
I thought that we were talking about movie.
Is it the misdirection? Is that what's bothering you?
Yeah, that's what I realized.
You're just catching on to this?
I'm gonna edit
What
this
show
out.
are you listening to? All right, so
hey, put swear word bubbles over your mouth.
Don't do that. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna dive right in because I have more or so than 5. So I want to start with a serious one. You guys, I'm gonna give you a little trivia here too. The first one I have here is the best years of our lives. It's a movie that came out in 1946. It's about World War II veterans. And the character is Homer Parrish, who's played by a World War II vet named Harold Russell. And he had actually lost both of his hands. He blew them off, training other soldiers how to use TNT. But anyway, he came back.
That's the guy that did the training on how to use it?
That's the guy. And he blew his hands off.
Seems like maybe someone else should have been running the training.
Anyway, he was in the movie. He was the only. Here's your trivia. He's the only actor, and he's the only real one on this list, by the way. The only one has a real fake part. But he's the only actor to ever receive 2 Oscars for the same role. He received a Best Supporting Actor Oscar, and he also received an Inspirational Oscar for the same role. So there you go. That's a little trivia for you. Now,
wait,
on to
when did they do inspirational Oscars? That's not a thing, is it?
They didn't. It's not a thing. Oh, sometimes they just make one up. It's the Oscars. They're self-congratulatory anyway. They're just making up stuff.
I learned that George C. Scott today, or I've learned that at one point he refused an Oscar.
Yeah, he won the Best Actor for Patton, and he didn't go.
Wow.
Not going to do
whatever. What do I care? All right, here we go. We're going to go quick.
Okay.
Jam through these. Number 1, Rolling Thunder, 1977. Played by William Devane. Guy's name is Charles Rain. He has a hook hand. His hand was taken away by some scumbags. And the entire movie is him with the hook hand, seeking revenge. Pretty good movie. Number 2, Army of Darkness, 1992. Ash.
Yes.
Cuts off his own hand with a chainsaw, replaces it with a chainsaw. So that's handy.
It's the best.
Technically,
it's not handy.
I didn't mean that. I actually didn't catch that until you said it, Phil.
It's more chainsaw.
I didn't catch it until you said that. It's good stuff. Number 3-ish. Let's go with the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Barnes from Captain America: Civil War and others. Lost his arm in a fall from a train, and then had it replaced again. So he's kind of a double replacement with vibranium.
Yeah, he
correct?
did.
Am I right on that?
And
aren't you proud of me for knowing that?
That was the end of Black Panther, right? When they showed the arm for the first time, and then of course in Infinity War. Yeah, man. The White Wolf. I love Bucky.
Okay. All right, number 4, Kingsman. You have Gazelle with the crazy blade legs. Dangerous.
Yes.
Don't mess with the one with the crazy blade legs. We have Mad Max Fury Road. Imperator Furiosa.
Oh, that's right.
Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I watched it again this
week.
Wait,
you haven't seen the new Mad Max? Oh, it's good.
Dude, it's really good. No doubt. She's a heck of a driver. Yeah. You were talking about Adam Driver earlier. Here's one, Logan Lucky from 2017.
Yes, that's right.
Clyde Logan had his arm blown off in Iraq and has a fake arm throughout that movie.
That's right.
Good heist movie, by the way.
Yes, very good. Very funny.
Also, you have Kingpin. Roy Munson had his hand stuck into a ball returner
Kingpin.
And ripped off. And he had a nice, sweet wooden hand that he actually bowled down the bowling alley later on in the movie. Honorable mention, Dolphin Tail.
Oh yeah, that's right. The dolphin
Winter.
amputee.
Winter, fake tail. So I've seen her in real life. Does that mean anything to anybody? So,
no,
anyway.
nobody cares.
Not.
And here's another one. Another fake movie part is RoboCop.
Yeah.
RoboCop, pick a part.
Everything is fake.
He
Pick
is fake.
one part. Well, he's got his own brain and his own face, mostly.
I meant his body's fake.
So he is. He had a bunch of fake movie parts. All right, that's it for my list.
Hey,
Honorable mentions.
by the way, you know that they're doing a sequel to that the RoboCop?
They've already done 3 of them.
No. So
you mean the remake?
So, well, no. So it's the remake team, but they're doing a direct sequel to the first RoboCop, and they're saying nothing else is part of canon, including RoboCop.
Can we erase the new RoboCop remake because it was terrible?
Obscure sci-fi movies from the not obscure, but who cares?
RoboCop's not obscure.
It may not be obscure, but like we don't need to create a canon. We don't need to discredit the other movies and be like, well.
Also correct.
Are we bringing back Peter Weller?
Ooh,
we should.
That sounds good.
He'll probably be like he may be like the police captain or something.
All right, honorable mentions on my list. I watched Iron Man 3 this week. By the way, I've got my wife to be going through the Marvel movies with me, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great.
And Iron Man 3 had all of Killian's gang had like their own regrown limbs,
that's
which
right.
is pretty cool.
Yep.
Then there's a movie called Body Parts from 1991 with a guy that lost a limb, got a real limb put back on, but unfortunately it was that of a serial killer, and you can imagine the mayhem that ensues in that.
Oh, I think I do remember this.
It's a terrible movie. It's low budget, bad. Jeff Fahey. Anyway, last honorable mention, I'm done. Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands.
I'm disappointed in you.
I know, you missed the only one that matters.
Okay, hang tight now. Hang tight. I know where you're going. I wanted to mention Edward Scissorhands' specialty of trimming shrubs. But anyway, are you going to go Star Wars?
Of course. You can't talk about amputees without talking Vader and Luke.
Vader, Luke. I know. I left them out. I was trying to be a little bit more vague and obscure.
I can't believe you didn't go with Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore.
You talking about Chubbs?
Oh, Chubbs. And I believe I guess he didn't.
Dude, how many did I list on my top 5? Like 14.
I don't know. How
long do you want me to go? I could go all day on this.
I know. We like the top 5, man. It's great. It's
I could have thrown Chubbs. I'll throw Chubbs in there. I love Chubbs. He's in heaven now. I love Chubbs. All right. So that's Donnie's top 5.
You also didn't even mention Captain Hook. Dustin Hoffman, Captain Hook.
I mentioned Rolling Thunder. That's enough.
What are you wearing, Donnie?
I'm not wearing anything.
Wearing anything. He's holding it.
It's a fake part. It's a prop. Come on. That's it for Donnie's top 5. Or so.
Donnie's the prop guy.
I love it. He is the prop guy. He's
a lot of work
the
went into
in
this.
the back. He's got
a lot of hat wearing.
What kind of hand is it? Yeah, what kind of hat is it? Is it a Make America Great Again?
It's Star Wars, man.
What?
It's The Last Jedi.
Oh, got it.
Somebody got it for me as a gift.
I like it.
What's cool is it's written. It's got it under the bill too. I know you're going to edit all this out.
This is Donnie.
I like it. I like it.
I
know that's cool.
Where did you get? Is that hat bill leather?
Shoot, I'd wear that.
No, it's a
Put it on. Put it on.
I mean, it's.
I want to see you in a flat bill.
Keep it on there. Yes. I mean, it is representing the single best Star Wars movie since A New Hope. So I mean, you should be wearing it. I'm
gonna wear it gangster style.
That's good.
When you say Star Wars movie, you're only talking about the Skywalker movies, because I think Rogue One was better.
Yes. When I typically say Star Wars movies, I'm talking about just like the saga movies. Yes.
Okay.
Now my hat's too heavy.
But we're not going to have a Star Wars conversation just yet. We are actually here to talk about a very different movie that all of us have a certain affinity for, and that is a little movie called The Sandlot.
That's Timmy and Tommy Timmons. Mike Squints Pelladors. Alan McLennan, we call him Bertram Grover Weeks. Kenny DeNunez. and Hamilton Porter. We call him Ham. Guys, this is Scott Smalls.
Hi.
Yeah, well, he's gonna play with us, because he makes 9, so now we got a whole team. We're wasting time. Let's go to the Sandlot.
The Sandlot was released in 1993 on April 1st, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. It's kind of a joke. I don't know if that was intentional. But the synopsis of the movie is that when Scotty Smalls moves to a new neighborhood, he manages to make friends with a group of kids who play baseball at the Sandlot. Together, they go on a series of funny and touching adventures. The boys run into trouble, however, when Smalls borrows a ball from his stepdad, Denis Leary, that gets hit over a fence. Enter Luke's dad, Vader.
Oh, good one.
James Earl Jones. Okay, so real quick before we even jump into this, was You're Killing Me, Smalls? That originated in this movie, right?
Oh yeah. First movie. Absolutely.
Because I mean, I remember saying it my whole life, but I didn't think it was a thing before this. Like, it was this movie, right?
This was this movie.
So
yes.
good, so good, so good. So I did pick up on one really thing that I really had a problem with. 2 if you count public pools. But let's just I'm
with you on the public pools. I'll go with you down that road.
So bad. So I this is a movie that I remember just being a part of my youth. I don't remember when I saw it the first time, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen it, but I absolutely love this movie. It's just it's perfect. It's a perfect film.
This movie is
the only sports film you've ever seen?
No, I've seen a bunch. I've seen Remember the Titans. I've seen Angel in the Outfield. I've seen Rookie of the Year.
Angel's in the Outfield, doesn't
Yeah, bro.
count.
Yeah, it does. It's Christopher Lloyd, bro. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen other things, you know. I've seen Miracle with Kurt Russell. That was a hockey movie.
That's good. That's a sports movie.
This is like a top 5 nostalgia movie for me. This is up there.
It's good. It's just
it almost made me cry.
Yeah, man. It is. It's one of those movies that
when everybody starts disappearing, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Well, you remember that. You remember how all your friends disappeared over the years.
Yeah.
You're like, dang, what happened to this guy? Where's that guy at?
Yeah.
Bummer.
Well, I was gonna say that this is a movie that you remember in your mind to be like a certain way, and then you watch it and it's exactly that same way, right? I bring it up because I remember a few months ago we talked about doing Men in Tights, because I remember watching that movie as a teenager and I thought it was hilarious, and then we watched it and it was
sadly
just
wrong,
awful.
my friend.
But this is a movie that I remember being perfect, and I watched it again and it's fantastic. It holds up fantastic in every way. I love it. All right, Phil, why are you shaking your head?
I just love this movie.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
This movie is great.
Now, where was it at, Donnie? What city are they in? Do you know? I meant to look at this before we got on.
Phil did the synopsis. He's supposed to know.
Yeah, Phil.
I think it's in California because the
Really?
Dodgers, maybe.
California.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it?
That doesn't seem
I
right.
think it's in California.
All right, he's gonna look it up.
It was filmed in Salt Lake City and Ogden,
Salt
Utah.
That
doesn't
he
mean
moves,
that's where it took place.
He says something about moving to Chicago.
San Fernando Valley.
Oh, it is in California.
Should be California.
Which is in California, boys.
Shut it, Donnie.
California.
It didn't feel like California at all.
Summer of '62.
It felt like Ohio.
Did it? It felt that way?
I'm pretty sure he's like a Midwestern kid.
Yeah, maybe
that's the sense
that's
I got.
Dennis Leary is the dad.
Yep.
Looks really funny.
Karen
Allen. So Marion. Yeah,
she was
I
believe she was in Starman.
Oh,
yes,
shut your mouth. You shut your mouth about Starman.
Starman.
Shut your trap about Starman.
Yeah, so Scotty Smalls starts this off by saying it was the greatest summer of my life.
Yeah.
And you remember you guys, we were hitting each other up a couple weeks ago about that whole best day ever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Year ever. I can't even do greatest summer of my life. Just can't do it. It's like, how do you know that, Scotty? Come on. Anyway, it's very nostalgic. It's a great movie. It's great. I love it.
So I want to say this. I think that especially more recent movies don't do narration like this anymore, but I am a huge fan of narrated movies.
Are you?
Like, I think it is a great... I just think it's a great tool to connect with an audience. I think it's a great tool for exposition. I love it. I think it's great. You get insight to the character that you're not going to be able to get during the regular show unless it's forced exposition. I just think it's really cool, and I don't think a lot of movies do it nowadays anymore. But I don't know, that just stood out when it starts on him narrating. I was like, oh man, I forgot he narrates this movie. But I think
that's mostly because kids are mostly terrible actors and they can't act these kind of things out. So
I mean that's probably true. But
although I will give this Scotty credit, he's a pretty good actor. I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I thought
he was in Black Hawk Down. He was in that movie.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, he was one of the soldiers running through the streets.
There were a bunch of soldiers in that. Yeah.
No, he has a part in it. He's got a few lines and stuff. Anyway. Here's what I came away with from this film. Are you done? Or are you going to say something else?
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, please. Jump in.
Here's what I've come away with. Kids are jerks. Kids are jerks.
How so?
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
Okay, when Scotty first comes out there, and he's out there standing there hiding in the outfield, and they hit a pop-up, and like at the last second, like they yell, oh, catch the ball. Totally unprepared, drops the ball, and what do? They roast him. They are roasting him. He's a loser. He's an L7 square.
Of course he is, because that hat, dude. That hat was awful.
Hey, man, let's not make fun of large build hats, please, okay? Seriously. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
It's awful.
That's how he knew it was the greatest summer of his life.
Because he was totally mocked and destroyed?
Because it went from being the worst summer of his life.
Yeah,
okay, well, that may be. And then when he didn't know who the Bambino was, they roasted him over that.
Yeah,
so
but I mean...
just tell the kid who the Bambino is. The Sultan of SWAT. The Sultan of SWAT. Just tell me who that is, man. Don't make fun of me. Just tell me who it is.
He's like... Yeah.
See,
by the way, my life motto.
I think Donnie's projecting right now since he can't ever get his computer to work, and that's what me and Phil do before the show starts every week. We're like, yeah, just click on the application, just right click and hit settings. And Donnie's like, oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Let's play back last time, shall we? Anyway, my life motto is quoted in this film. It is "Don't be a goofus." I say that all the time. I'm constantly walking around saying to myself, "Don't be a goofus. Don't be a goofus. Don't be a goofus."
Oh, that's so good.
It doesn't work usually, but that is my life motto. Thank you, Scotty Smalls, for verbalizing it. But anyway.
So, which one are you?
Which
one am
You're
I?
9 kids on this team.
Oh man, that's
Are
a
you
tough
a
call,
Smalls? Are you a Ham? Are you a Squints? There's no
I'm probably small.
Here.
I'm probably Smalls. That's probably who I would be.
I think I'm the fat guy. Ham.
You're Ham. Yeah, the great Hambino.
The great Hambino. Yeah. I got that.
Hey, why don't you show us some wrestling moves, Chris?
Yeah, I will when my back's to the
Will you?
Stretch it out.
I
think I'm a Squints.
You're Squints?
Yeah, I'm
pretty mouthy.
I think you're pretty Squints.
I would think that probably. Okay. Or yeah. You could be yeah.
Yeah.
The whole tobacco scene still 100% lives up to what I remember.
Incredible.
But
so good.
But it just made me think about now that I'm an adult.
Bertram.
Now that I'm an adult and a parent, it made me think about like those kids that were doing it just because they saw the baseball players doing it. You know,
right.
Like it's just so.
It gives you energy. That's what he says. It gives you energy.
All the pros do it.
All gives you energy.
Gives you energy.
I love it. Phil nailed it. He says Chaw, and then he says Big Chief, the best,
the best.
Like
and
he's
Ham
got like
takes a
something
big
to
old
compare.
honk off of it, man. He's like,
yeah, he does. Like Bertram's got something to compare it to. The best. Like all the other Chaws he's tried, right?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, man.
I think that this movie did a good job of capturing like that instance, right? Like in a way that's nostalgic and funny and not necessarily like I remember doing that kind of dumb stuff like
chewing tobacco.
Yeah, like chewing tobacco or dip or even trying cigarettes. And it's like you were a kid, you know what I mean? Like you did stupid things and they don't have to loom along over you. They don't have to carry a long shadow.
Yeah.
And,
the look that comes over their faces on the roller coaster is
priceless.
priceless.
It's the best. The kid with the glasses, the tall kid with the glasses is my favorite. That dude, he's
the first one they showed too, which is funny because he's the one that brings it.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's the first one. He's like, whoa.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
But Phil, like coming back to kind of what you were kind of talking about. Another thing that kind of stuck out, with this is he just bails at the house. They're like, oh, we're gonna go play, and he just like grabs his glove and he leaves to go to the Sandlot. And it just reminds me like that's it's just like the world was so different. Like we don't even like our kids to play in the front yard by themselves now.
That was my life. I was probably Phil's and probably yours. Somewhat.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, I mean, trying things and
you just yell through the house, "Mom, I'm going out."
Yeah, and
like she didn't care. She didn't ask where.
I know.
It's just like, okay,
sometimes she put you out. Go,
get out of the house.
Yeah, such a different world, man.
Yeah. That reminds me of this comedian I heard the other day, and he's like, "This is the problem with this generation. None of the dumb ones die." He said, when we were kids, we played with knives and fireworks, and if you were dumb, you died. And he's like, none of the dumb ones are dying now.
That's true.
He's like, so we're breeding weakness, stupidity.
True. Breeding weakness.
That is true. All right, so watching the movie back, I had one primary issue with the movie, and
please don't be timing.
No, no. It's not timing. It's the other big issue that I have with our.
There
movies.
were no birth
public
scenes
pools.
in this movie.
Kissing. There was a kissing scene.
No, the kissing scene was fantastic. We can talk about that in a second.
Kissing.
It was so great. It was so great. No, it was the s'more scene because the s'more was disgusting in general, but ham.
You don't like s'mores?
No, I don't like s'mores.
What? What are you saying right now?
I don't like s'mores at all.
Do not like s'mores.
Not even
serious?
What about the s'more don't you like?
It's too
chocolate. You like
is
chocolate,
it the mallow?
Right?
It's too messy. It's too messy.
The mallow.
It is.
By the way,
mallow.
that's my least favorite line of the movie when he calls it the mallow. I want to slap him.
He calls it the gram.
Like, dude,
first you take the gram.
I can live with the gram,
the chocolate,
but the mallow is just.
And then you take the mallow. It's too messy. Ultimately,
oh come on!
I don't like it.
Are you joking?
But in the scene, he takes the gram, he takes the chocolate, he takes the mallow, and he makes it. And then he takes a bite of it.
Yep.
And then he takes that s'more with a bite off of it and gives it to Smalls.
And Smalls looks like he's about to munch on it too.
And I'm glad they cut when they did because that is gross. I would not eat with anybody else.
There's a lot of grossness going on in this s'more.
Oh. Yeah. I'm not a big s'more fan. So that was the one time that my stomach turned a little bit, and I'm just glad they cut it when they did. I can't do the eating thing. The eating thing is just gross. It's so gross.
Only Chris could watch The Sandlot and have like a stomach turn moment. They threw up all over the floor.
Right. They threw up on other people.
No,
that's
off
fine.
the spin around thing covered.
That's fine.
That didn't bother
everybody
you.
throws up. I don't want to put something.
Not everybody
in my
throws
mouth.
up all over everything in the whole part.
But here's the thing, though. Like that's coming out of them. This guy is putting something in his mouth that has already been all over somebody else's mouth. That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh!
I can't do it.
I loved the spit scene. Did you like the spit scene when they introduced themselves and they all spit?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. You were talking about Phil. That's like representative of real life. That's what boys would do.
Oh, for sure.
They would be like, "Yeah, we're tough and we play baseball."
Okay, let's take a detour here.
All right, let's do
because there are grown men, and a lot of them that will go into a bathroom, public bathroom.
Sounds weird already.
Spit in the urinal.
Walk up to the urinal, and before they do their business, they take a big old spit right in the urinal. What the crap is the matter with these people? I don't understand that.
You've never spit in a urinal?
No, I've never spit in a urinal. That's not what it's for. It's for urine.
Are you going to cut this part?
No, I'm not going to
I'm
cut
not
this
sure
part.
I've ever spit in a urinal.
All right, then I
really can't say I have.
You don't ever try to put your spit in your pee stream and watch it shoot out, like hit the...
Nope. Never done that.
It's a fun little activity while you're preoccupied with things you can't not do.
I've never tried to do that. I've never tried to do that. We did, whenever we were potty training the boys, we did put Cheerios in the toilet. And try to get them to shoot them. But
target practice.
Yeah. But anyway, that's a fun topic. So
it is. Glad you brought it up.
Let me ask you this. Were you disappointed at all with the portrayal of the Beast? And what I mean by that is it's very distinctly fake the entire movie.
Yep.
And then you
I
find
think
out
that's part of the charm.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's their imagination.
I'm just asking.
Right.
Yeah.
It's part of the charm of the movie. It's intentional, it's obvious, and yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Because that's what it looks like in their brain.
Special effects were intentionally not great about it in order to give you the sense that it's fake.
Oh yeah, I definitely think that it was intentional.
Yeah, I would agree with that because they don't really go out of. I mean, they even get to the point where, yeah, I mean, the stories and the music, it's all like this fantastical, like, black and white. Yeah. I think it was intentionally done. Kind of be quality for that purpose. Right. I thought it was cool. To be honest, watching it back, I didn't remember how often we saw the dog before we saw him.
Before we actually saw
yeah,
the dog.
see, like in my mind, from my memory, I thought, we only kind of get like maybe one or two quick shots of him, but they show him a lot in the movie. A lot of hands coming out, mawing people, and a lot of him jumping over his head poking over the fence. Like there's a lot of views of that.
Oh yeah, dog. when he swallows one of the balls, he jumps up over the fence.
Yes. Yeah, like a big
very
shark.
Jawsy kind of.
It's very Jaws. Like I was gonna say, it looks just like Jaws.
Yeah.
Dude, I have like a million questions about this movie that I have to ask you guys.
Let's have them. That's what we're here for. Let's roll.
All right. What did you think about Karen Allen's entrance, getting hit in the head with a marble? I thought it was fantastic. When she walks in the room and the marble bounces off her forehead. I mean, that is so unglamorous. And for an actor to do that, I just think it's pretty cool. Like, that's how you come on the screen. I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah, I thought she was great. I like her.
She is.
I think she's great.
She is. She was in Scrooge too, by the way. That's a good movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's very warm on screen. Like
she is. She has very. Yeah. Absolutely. So here's a question I have: how old is Squints?
So
they're all about 12, right?
That's what
they can't all be near the same age. Squints is like. He's got to be like 6. I mean, when
you're that age, everybody's different size.
I think he maybe
watch him run in one of the scenes when he's coming out of the pool with the bathing suit on. He looks like a 4-year-old, like running like a 4-year-old child.
I know, but I mean, he's a little guy. I mean, dude, if you saw Callan, I mean, he's about the size of Callan. Callan's 10. I would say he's no less than 10.
The actor was born in 1981.
So in 93, he would have been 12.
He would have been 12.
He would have been 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was
the
little.
actor is 12. Okay. Which, by the way, shows you this. So how old is Wendy Peppercorn? 15?
Is it Peppercorn, which is said at one point, or is it Pfeffercorn, which is what someone else says at one point?
It's Peppercorn.
I think it's Peppercorn.
Pepper with a P. Yeah.
But I think that's the way Squints talks, because he's like, Wendy Peppercorn. Like
by the way, she is a total tease. Okay, let's just say.
Oh, sure.
She's
the
worst.
Teenage lifeguard, though. I mean,
she is the worst, man.
I love that scene when Squints is like, enough. Not enough.
Right, he freaks out. And then they all start talking about, they're trying to like psychoanalyze him, like, what's he doing? He's lost it. He's going crazy.
He's going to the deep end. I can't swim.
But then he says, what does he say? I wrote the quote down. He had kissed a woman, kissed her long, and he kissed her good.
It's so good. His smile
Oh,
when
that
they
smile.
realize that he's alive. That smile is hilarious, dude. So good.
It is pretty darn awesome. Ham. When Ham's walking by the pool, remember he's going to go do the cannonball?
Oh, he's talking to the ladies.
And he's pointing to the ladies, and he says this to one of them. He says, "I remember you." I'm like, what does that even mean? I remember you? He's like, I remember you.
He's my favorite. I love
after
him.
the kiss scene when they're thrown out of the pool, and he's like, and Ham's like, "Were you planning that?" He's like, "Been planning it for years." He's
For
like,
years.
guys, he was planning it. Like, just the way he's like,
For years.
for years.
Since he was 4.
Been planning it for years.
I had this thought while I was watching it. Like, this is the Stranger Things of our childhood. Like that's how it feels. Like, these kids are in this, crazy adventure together. And
So it was like Goonies, and then like this would be the 90s version, maybe.
Yeah. It's kind of that camaraderie, and you grow up same neighborhood, and it has that neighborhood vibe. Like when they come out on 4th of July and everybody has the tables out, and you get that same kind of Stranger Things vibe. When
I had forgotten they live next door to each other. Like Ham lives next door to Smalls.
Yeah, they're all right there.
And Benny's literally straight across the street.
They're on the same cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
I know, they're all right there. Yeah. I'm thinking like they're neighborhoods away, but they're all right there.
By the way, I love the
Right.
4th of July. The 4th of July when they come out and they're going to play, but Ham, he stops and he eats, I don't know, something, and then he goes and gets a hot dog, and
he is chowing
he
down.
takes a giant bite of like a rib or something, and then he goes and gets a hot dog.
Yeah.
I love that.
He also gets a little bite of that cake. It's near the end. He stops and swipes some icing off the cake. Let me say this about that dude, that Ham guy. Like, you watch kids act sometimes, but like sometimes kids say lines they don't get it. But like he is funny and gets it. Like he's like when
good.
he's talking to the batters. He's just like,
oh, man.
He's eating that up. He's like, I know this is funny, and I'm gonna play it for every ounce that it's worth.
Yeah.
I mean,
and now he sells insurance for State Farm.
Is that what
or
he does?
Progressive or something? Like he's on one
you.
of those commercials.
Oh man, I love it. I think this movie's excellent. Here's okay. So kind of an aside, but I love baseball, and like I loved baseball. I think before this movie. Let's see. I started playing. I don't know. I probably started playing not t-ball. I think I skipped t-ball, but I came in like right after that. So what's that? 6 or 7. So I think I would have been playing baseball a little bit before this came out. But I loved baseball, and when this came out, it was
great
just
sport,
so good. Man, I love it.
Look at Chris's shirt and microphone.
It looks like BB-8.
It looks just like BB-8.
Like
it's right
you were
there.
wearing.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
That is crazy. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
No, it's a great movie. The baseball thing. This is what we did in my neighborhood when I was in like 3rd and 4th grade. We had it wasn't a Sandlot, but it was a cul-de-sac. And we went down there and played baseball, and we played football in the backyards. They were all connected.
Are you talking about on?
I'm talking about on. Oh man,
down there in the ghetto.
Yeah, Split Willow Drive in Orlando. Dude, I have so many things to say about this movie.
O-Town. Wait, let me say one more thing, and then you can
keep going. I just don't want to miss any of this stuff.
No,
keep going.
I'm gonna let you say what you will.
Do it.
So no, the movie is 100% about them forming a bond over losing the ball, right? Like that is the plot of the movie. When those kids roll up on their bicycles, those baseball kids, and even when it came in, when I rewatching it, I was like, oh, I guess we're gonna have like a big showdown, and it is not a showdown. They go to their park and they shellac them.
on their home field.
And like, and you don't
them.
even see those guys anymore. You know, like in any other movie, that would be the plot. Like, you know, it's the big town rivalry. We're gonna take them down. It was almost an afterthought in this movie.
Okay,
I thought it was just kind of a cool.
I think
cool
you're misreading that though. I think you're misreading that whole thing.
Okay, let me have it.
Here's my question: do the Tigers wear their uniforms every day? Because they wore them that day, they wore them the next day. Here's my thought. I think they're actually a street gang. I don't think they're a baseball team at all. Okay. I think they're from the movie The Warriors. That's what I think.
Warriors. They might be from West Side Story. So that's an interesting theory.
That montage when they're playing those guys has one of my favorite scenes with Squints in it. When Squint steps up to bat and he just goes, he just like points at the whole field.
He throws it.
I'm gonna hit it somewhere.
I'm gonna hit it everywhere.
All right, Donnie, it's your time to shine, man.
I have some comments, and then I have a conspiracy theory.
Let's have it. Let's hear all of them. Let's go.
I think that the stepdad, Dennis, what's his name?
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary.
I think he is trying to kill Smalls.
What?
I think that when they go out to play catch, okay, how many years has he been his stepdad? Don't they say in the movie it's been a few years, right? At least
years, yeah.
Newer.
So he's never gone out and taught this kid how to play catch, which is his job. He knows that. He's a dad. He's a baseball guy. He should know all of this.
But he's
right?
a stepdad.
But it doesn't matter. He's still a dad. He's still his dad. He's the only father figure he's got at that point. So first of all, why is he shocked the kid can't play ball? Right? Why is he surprised by this? And then secondly, why in their first session ever of playing catch does he zing it in his head? He's trying to eliminate Smalls to get him out of the way. He's an obstacle, man. That's my theory. I'm just saying. I think he's trying to take him out.
So here, side note, if you caught the ball with the glove and it still smacked you in the eye, do you think it would still leave that bad of a black eye?
No.
It would, but that's a terrible acting job on that kid's part. Just gonna say it.
Oh,
just the way. No, I mean the way he flings the glove back.
Yeah.
Like, it was a little fakey.
That was funny when Dennis Leary puts the steak on his eye and he's like.
Did you have a problem with that scene, Chris?
There's a little bit of meat slappage.
No, I didn't mind that.
Slap sound.
Yes.
I didn't mind that.
Oh, okay. All right. So the leader of the Tigers is Phillips. Is what Benny calls him. What is on Phillips's lip while he is up doing the close-ups, yelling insults? There's like a giant booger-looking thing hanging off the side of his lip, and I'm thinking to myself the whole time, why is this guy insulting anyone? Wipe your dang mouth, okay?
I can't believe I missed that,
disgusting.
but I'm glad I did. I did not see that.
Look at your close-ups when he's talking, and it's some white thing hanging off the side of his mouth.
Chris is going to put that down below, and you guys can check it out for yourself.
I will.
It's there, and it's obvious. It's not even not obvious. It's very obvious. Also, did you guys pick up on the triple dog dare of this movie? This would probably be more like A Christmas Story than The Goonies, maybe.
Same
right?
era.
Same,
right?
So, you play ball like a girl. This is the triple dog dare, man. You can say everything and anything. You can insult mothers. You can talk about fart sniffing and all that. But when you talk about a guy's ability to play baseball,
that's
dog dare. You're
that,
dropping the triple dog dare, man.
That's good.
What? What did you say? Yeah. So, I mean, that's true, though. Like, if you insult, when I was a kid, same thing. You insult a guy's ability to play sports, you're insulting his manhood.
Yeah, by the way, your allusion to Christmas Story is probably the better one. You have the narrator, you have the interaction with the narrator.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because he interrupts there, even in, I think, this movie, isn't he? Like, oh, he had challenges, he like, the narrator dives in right there and explains it to the audience.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like Chris probably loves that Chinese restaurant scene from A Christmas Story when they lop off the head of the duck.
I'm going to have to be honest with you. Christmas Story, one of my least favorite Christmas movies of all time.
Oh, my goodness, Christopher. What is happening here?
I specifically will not watch it unless there's nothing else on during Christmas.
Okay.
Silence.
Bertram says, Chaw, he says, I've been saving it for a good time.
So
I guess
gross.
that was it. I guess that was the good time.
That was the good time.
Yeah, they're going out. They're going to the carnival.
That's right. They
I'm going to take my chaw.
spanked those
we're
baseball
gonna chew it up.
players. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they were celebrating their victory.
The stepdad says later, let's take another stab at Catch. He has a total unawareness of this kid's life. The kid's already on the team, hitting home runs, you know?
That's the point.
Is it?
60s dad. He's
Okay.
completely...
And
off
the
at work,
cat's in the
kids
cradle and the silver spoon.
I don't even think
a
it's
little
sad.
voice,
I mean,
karaoke
small,
nights
the man
tomorrow,
in the
buddy.
moon.
The guy's got a job. The kid's home for the summer.
All right, whatever,
Did
man.
your dad know what you could do when you were that age?
Mine
Maybe
didn't.
not.
Mine
I
didn't
don't
because he
know.
was dead.
Okay, thanks for that.
All right,
Dude,
what do you
one of
got?
my favorite parts of any movie of all time, literally, is when Smalls says, I'll get it. And he starts
And
running
everybody
to the fence.
freaks out.
No, not everybody, but Squints particularly goes, no! He just like yells it super loud, and then they all take off running. I love that scene, dude. It is so great.
That's good. It is good.
I mean, a 6-year-old to yell like that is impressive. So, did you guys feel like that? What's the old guy's name? Myrtle?
James
Mr.
Earl Jones.
Myrtle's Acres.
Darth Vader. Darth Vader's backyard could have been the inspiration for Toy Story with Sid.
For Sid's backyard.
Did you
Sid's
notice
backyard.
For
the
sure,
doll
there's
with
no
the arrow
grass
through the
or crap
eyeball?
everywhere. Yeah, no.
Again,
doll
there's
with
another 60s reality. You could never build a wall of washing machines in
No.
our day of zoning laws.
Oh no. Oh no. No.
You didn't
Right.
notice the doll with the arrow through the eyeball and the model airplane sitting there? Sid was
Could be
here. It
Sid,
should have
yeah.
just said.
He can't.
Sid
He
was
can't
here.
see, so he doesn't know.
Yeah, he has no idea. All right. So are we going to even talk about the end when they try to retrieve the ball?
This is Sid. Let's play. I love the way Sid talks.
What?
Nailed it.
What do you mean when they try to retrieve the ball? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about all their plans.
Oh,
to
dude, that's like
retrieve
the
ball.
last third of the movie, man. The vacuum
I
cleaner
know,
one
but-
is my favorite
Yeah, it should've
because,
worked.
like, you could have just turned the vacuums off. They didn't have to explode.
Yeah, that kid comes out and he's like,
I agree. Yeah, which one is he? He's Tommy or Timmy,
that's
whichever one
Tommy,
he is.
I think.
Whatever.
But that is also one of my favorite lines. He says, "We've been going about this all wrong. I blame myself."
I blame myself.
He says it with such gravity. He's like, "I blame myself."
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did the yaya thing.
yeah. That's great.
I don't. I guess what I don't understand is, I guess he was scared because of the beast, but he did that with his own hand.
He was having a nervous breakdown, man.
But do they do that? Do nervous
You never
people do
done that before?
Blah.
I just did it earlier on this show.
No, I know, but you're not having a mental breakdown.
I love that. Squints,
Have you ever gone, ugh,
Right.
No,
ugh?
no.
Squints is the
Never.
what is he, the periscope guy? And he's like,
Yeah,
it's pinched shut.
I love how he's pretty
Go
quiet. Yeah,
farther.
he's pretty quiet. They're like way far away.
He's like, you got it. Haul it up.
Pull it up
That's great.
a
right.
little farther.
I'm almost done. When the beast attacks the erector set, I think Smalls, and you go back seriously and watch Smalls scream. It is intense. He is freaking out. He's like, no! It's like,
Lost his whole
No, it's-
collection.
All those erectors
it's
said, man.
different than all the other kids screaming in the movie. He looks like he is really freaking out.
That's funny.
Anyway,
That's funny.
I think he's a good actor. I thought he was good.
Yeah.
I liked-
Honestly, I
I
thought
liked-
most of the kids were good. I mean, I didn't. None of them like stood out to me, and they were like, oh,
Benny
they're
was
awful.
actually the worst
The worst what?
actor.
Yeah, he was okay. He wasn't that great.
Yeah.
I love that he calls the beast a gorilla dog thing.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
all
hit it.
technical. It's a very specific story,
Right.
and then they get to gorilla dog thing.
Uh-huh.
Gorilla dog thing. How did you guys feel about not replacing anybody on the team, though? Does that seem weird at the end? Every time a guy moved away, we didn't replace him on the team.
How'd you keep playing?
I think it's kind of
Right.
sad.
Well, number one, how did you keep playing? That's a great question. Number 2 is like, is that all the friends you ever had in your whole life? It's just those guys?
Isn't that kind of the point, though? Like,
you say that a lot.
Doesn't he say something like, those are the best friends I ever had?
Yeah.
No, that's from Stand By Me.
Oh.
No, he might say something like that too. Yeah, he does say that.
I think he says something like that. Yeah. I think in this instance it's just kind of supposed to be poetic, in that that was their group, and they were always gonna. It was always gonna be
endured battle together.
Yeah. That's kind of how
they went to
exactly.
war.
Let me ask you a gang of thugs called the Tigers.
Let me ask you this, since you're throwing out hypothetical questions. I'm not a big fan of that he replaced the ball, like with I think a better like story beat would have just been the guy have the exact same Babe Ruth signed ball, and they just put it back rather than give him the fully signed. I just like that was given to him by his dad. To me, it's like not a fair trade. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Even though
because he gets the murderer's row ball, you mean?
Yeah, I mean that's cool, but it's like, yeah, but my dad gave me this ball. Like it isn't necessarily that it's signed by Babe Ruth, but like it's the significance comes with it. I think it would have been a better ending had Darth Vader just had another Babe Ruth ball, and he's just like, look, you can have mine. I can't see it anyways. That'd have been a hilarious joke. And
yeah, but how is that different than the complaint you're making?
Well, because
not getting his dad's ball
just
back.
Yeah, but the dad doesn't know. I mean, he just puts
they
it
don't
back.
They don't show the scene right after that when the kids do sneak into the other room and take that ball also. So they take that ball and the other ball home.
Oh, that's right, they do.
No, they don't. I just made that up.
No, they do, because he gives them both balls at the end.
He's blind. That was a joke, man.
No, I know. I know.
At the very end.
But at the very end, they do give him both balls.
Has both balls.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he does.
Has both.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so maybe they did.
In his talks about baseball, he went over there, he stole it back, and it's all good, man.
Sorry, Mr. Myrtle.
All right, I want to hear your conspiracy theory. What you got?
No, that was it about the stepdad trying to kill Scotty. I think he's trying to kill him.
So you think he's just trying to knock him off so he can just have the mom to himself?
Yes. He thinks the kid is too nerdy, too annoying. He's spending way too much of his hard-earned money on erector sets, and he wants the kid gone. He just wants him out of the way.
Yeah, I'm sure that holds a lot of water. Phil,
yeah, doesn't work.
Let's land this plane real quick. Any final thoughts you got about Sandlot?
So I have heard this movie more than I've seen it. This is one of the movies that made it into our car rotation back in the day. So
good.
when we would drive back and forth to Florida and Texas and Michigan and whatever, Gavin would watch this movie a lot.
Nice.
And so I've heard this movie a lot. Coincidentally, I've seen all of the sequels. I've seen.
Wait, there's sequels?
Oh yeah, Sandlot 2, Sandlot Homecoming. Luke Perry is in Sandlot Homecoming.
Wow.
Are you joking?
No, he is. And,
wow.
It's they're not great. They're not great at all.
That's surprising.
One of them is about trying to recover a model of the space shuttle. And if I'm not mistaken, what's his name? Well-known Oscar Award winner is in it. Crud.
You just described a bunch. Forrest Whitaker.
No.
Replacing James Earl Jones.
No, actually, no. Anyway, yeah, so I've seen the sequels, and like I said, they're not great. I
didn't know they existed, but I'm glad I don't. I'm gonna live in ignorance.
I really didn't either. Yeah, that's pretty crazy that they made.
I said Sandlot Homecoming. I'm sorry, Sandlot Heading Home. And the Sandlot 2. And the Sandlot 2 is about letting some girls play on the team because they can fast pitch. Oh. And so the guys can't hit off
like
of
some
her.
Kind of movie you like.
It was written and directed by David Mickey Evans, so same writer and director.
You're talking about Sandlot 2.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It is the direct-to-DVD sequel to The Sandlot.
I could have told you that without looking.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that I had no idea that they.
Hey, Chris, you know what else has a sequel?
What?
Angels in the Outfield.
I know. You know what? I've actually seen all of those.
Oh boy,
I've seen all of those.
You're probably a big Air Bud fan too.
No.
Yeah, I bet.
Not a Air Bud.
That's what he thought you meant by sports movies earlier, Phil. I've seen Air Bud. I've seen Soccer Bud.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen Goalie Bud.
I don't think so. All right, Donnie, any final thoughts, man?
This movie is fantastic. I saw it at the theater with my family back in the day, and it is super nostalgic for me. I guess that's just part of being an old man. It ranks up there with Stand By Me, ranks up there with Christmas Story. Those are the kind of movies that I put it with. It's pretty great.
Christmas Story is awful. I would so before we review it, I would say my favorite like moment that is not really ever talked about is when the mom comes in and she's basically jumping on his case for not going outdoors, and I'm just and it's just funny because I'm thinking like, you know, out of all those kids, only Benny made it to the pros. And so, like, Smalls is actually a really smart guy building, you know, and actually doing something that he can make something out of his life with. And the mom's like, put those models down. Don't learn things. Get outside and play baseball. That's where you're going to find your future.
She took it away, man. She turned him to a baseball path. Then he was an
announcer. And now he's making minimum wage and living
Could have been an engineer.
in an apartment by himself.
What they don't show is that he's also the janitor at the stadium as well after the games.
That's too funny. All right, so let's rate this movie. I would give this movie a solid 4 out of 5 s'mores. Half-eaten s'mores.
So you hated this movie?
No. It's just what I think about now. When I think about
now I'm
Sandlot
really confused.
Is half-eaten s'mores.
Okay.
So. All right, Phil. What would you? How would you rate The Sandlot?
10 out of 10 years-long planned kisses.
Oh man, I love that. I love that.
Did you guys change the rating format on me?
So
Because since when are we doing so many out of so many? Now you're lost.
There's no format, Donnie. We just say
what
we
say. For years.
That was what I was.
He's been planning to change the format for years, Donnie, and he finally did. So, all right, Donnie,
guys, he's planning it.
He planned
you two goofballs. Hey, you goofuses, settle down. All right, Donnie, how would you rate The Sandlot?
Don't be a oh, it's my turn. Okay. First of all, I just want to say again, I want you guys to go back. I want you to watch Smalls scream when the erector set gets grabbed by the beast. And I want you to watch Squints yell no. It is classic. I would rate this film 3 Big Chief pouches. The best. There's a reason I picked 3. There's a reason I picked 3. I'm going to leave it to you guys to figure it out by the next show why I would pick the number 3.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice.
Best.
I came real close to giving it one giant duckbill baseball hat, but I thought after you got so offended by that,
Stop making
Donnie,
fun of big bill brimmed hats, man.
Are those the kind of hats you wear now, Donnie? Is that the thing? Are we finding something out about you?
I now, since I've been doing this show, I wear this all the time.
Bro, I hope that's true. I hope you go to Walmart wearing a sombrero.
I'm preaching this hat, dude.
Okay, I
wish
you did. I wish you did. Guys, we are a weekly podcast. We talk about movies. We are glad that you...
The Babe Ruth wore number 3.
Ding, 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 ding. Correct.
Oh,
Philip looked it
nice.
up and nailed it.
Very
The Bambino
nice.
War, number 3.
Very nice. All right, guys.
The
We are a
best.
weekly
Hey,
podcast.
Phil, you
can
are
hear us
the best.
on the podcast service that you choose, and you can see us on YouTube and Facebook every Friday. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, for Donnie and for Phil, I am Chris, and we are out of here. Bye.
Adios.